Alright, so in this video we're going to talk about trapezoids and kites. There will be two IXLs that go with it. A trapezoid is a quadrilateral with exactly one pair of parallel sides, which is different from parallelograms because it has two pairs of parallel sides. Parallel sides are called the bases, the legs are the non-parallel sides. Alright, so isosceles trapezoid means that the legs of the trapezoid are congruent. When that's the case, legs are congruent. It says base angles are congruent, so that's going to be this angle, and then this angle will be congruent to this angle here, and diagonals are also congruent. Mid-segment connects the midpoints of the two legs and is parallel to each base and is half the length of the sum of the bases. Okay? So in this case, SV is my mid-segment. This is 53. This is 37. So SV is equal to half 37 plus 53. Okay, so SV is equal to half. When I add those together, I get 90. Take half of 90 and I get 45. Alright, so this one's going to be a little different, but really the same concept. So we want to find VW. We're told that RU, which is a mid-segment, is 70 and ST is 53. Okay, so in this case the 70 is equal to half X plus 53. Okay, I want to get rid of this half, so what I'm going to do is I'll multiply by 2 on both sides. This 2 cancels with that half, which leaves me with 140 equals X plus 53. Subtract the 53, and X is going to be equal to 87. Again, if you guys need to use a calculator, phone calculator, any 4-function calculator, any calculator you have at home, when numbers are big like that, go ahead. Alright, so we're told that this is parallel to this, so it's a trapezoid. These two angles are congruent, which means it's an isosceles trapezoid, which then means that these two angles here will also be congruent, or these two sides will be congruent, sorry, which means that if this is 19, then FG is going to also be 19. Alright, so again, parallel, isosceles trapezoid because the sides are congruent, which means this angle is congruent to this angle. Okay, so 142 times 2 is equal to 284. 360 minus 284 is going to give me 76. 76 divided by 2 is going to give me 38 degrees. Alright, now we're on to a few algebra problems. So isosceles trapezoid, that means diagonals are congruent, so AC is equal to BD. 6x minus 9 equals 8x minus 63. Subtract 6x, that's 2x. Negative 9, that's minus 63. Add 63. 2x is going to be equal to 54. Divide by 2, so x is equal to 27. Alright, so now we're back to the mid-segment. So this is the mid-segment, so it's half the length of the sum of these two, or, and here's the kicker, remember we multiplied by 2, so 2 times this is going to be equal to the sum of that. So that's what we're going to go with. We're going to say that 2 times WZ is equal to XY plus UV. Okay, so 2 times WZ, which is 2t minus 68, is equal to XY, which is 2t minus 84 plus t. Okay, so we'll distribute. So that's going to give us 4t minus 136, add the t's together, equals 3t minus 84. Subtract 3t gives me t over here, minus 136 equals negative 84, add 136, so t is going to be equal to 52. Alright, so again I isosceles trapezoid, so that tells me that this angle is congruent to this angle, and this angle is congruent to this angle. So we're told that h is 2u minus 9. We want to find u. Well, 2u minus 9, which is h, is equal to 135. So 2u minus 9 equals 135. So 2u is equal to 144, or in this case u would be 72 degrees. Alright, moving on. So kite. So it's a quadrilateral with exactly 2 pairs of consecutive congruent sides. So when we're looking at a kite, this is congruent to this, and this side is congruent to this side. So the properties, diagonals are perpendicular, so we have a right angle there, and exactly 1 pair of opposite angles are congruent. This angle is congruent to this angle. The congruent angles are always between or created by the non-congruent sides. Okay? Alright, so looking here, non-congruent sides, which means this is congruent to this. So, do this real quick, we'll be done in a second. So 128 plus 72 is going to give me 200. We know that a quadrilateral has 360 degrees in it, so I'm going to subtract 200 from 360, which gives me 160, and then I'm going to take that 160, divide by 2 because these two are congruent to each other, and that's going to give me 80 degrees for both of those angles. Alright, last example. So it's a kite, which means that's perpendicular, so we have a right angle. We want to find PT, so this is a right triangle. We're going to have to use Pythagorean theorem. That's my C. So x squared plus 48 squared is equal to 80 squared. So using our calculator, 48 squared is 2304. So this is going to be x squared plus 2304 equals 6400, because 8 squared is 64. 2 zeros on the back. I'm going to subtract 6304 from, or 2304 from 6400. So x squared is going to be equal to, and I have that here as well, 6400 minus 2304 is 4096. And then we take the square root. So I will take the square root in my calculator, 4096, and that's going to give me 64. Alright, so like I said, this covers both IXLs for this week. So again, if you have questions, make sure you come to tutoring Thursday and Friday. I know this was extended, so I hope you guys are doing well. I miss the energy of class. Talking to a screen is one thing, it makes things quick, but not nearly as fun as being in class. So hopefully we'll get to see each other before school's out. Bye.